Hey everyone, welcome back. So we are already inside of King of Tokyo. So we already have it loaded up. You've already got it on your computer. You're ready to play. So let's explain how this game works. So like I said, it's a little bit more complicated, so try to keep up. You can watch the video multiple times if you need to. So let's look at the game board first. So I've gone ahead and set up 2 players. So the first thing you're going to see is all these bags right here with characters in them. So Panda Kai, you have Kraken, you have Alienoids. It's all these different characters, and everyone at the table needs to choose one of these characters. Now inside these bags, we'll just pick out, well, no, Kraken I'm already using the Kraken. He's my favorite, and that means that no one can use him. But Cyber Bunny. So when you pull this out, you'll see a power-up deck, which we will not be using. So don't worry about the power-up deck. You can put it back in the bag. You're going to see a standee, which you can use to, track who your player is, and you'll put that on the board as well. And then you'll have a big card like this with your name on it and your picture, and you'll put that in front of your character just like this. All right. The next thing you want to do is give yourself life points. So you'll see in the corner of the table, there are these bags. Now there's life points, which are your health. All right. You'll need 10 of those, just like I have right here. You also see energy, which are your currency. Like that's what you spend, to buy cards and stuff with, but you won't need that. You won't need those yet because you'll have to get those during your turn. And then victory points. So the goal of this game is to earn 20, I believe it's 21, however many is on here, victory points. So once you gain this many victory points, you've won this game. And the way you earn victory points is by getting into Tokyo and destroying it. So the more damage you do to Tokyo, the more victory points you get. And once you fill up your board full of victory points, you have won the game. All right. So that's the basic concept. Now, I'm going to run through a turn or two using the Kraken as my character, and then this person over here, Alienoid, we'll call them Autumn. So just pulling names out of the air. So the first thing you're going to notice is that there's a deck. All right. And I'll see if I can scale this up a little bit so you guys can see it. And you learned how to do all of these awesome little tricks last time that we played. So let's scale that up so you can see it. So the first thing you want to do before you start your turns is you want to create a store. All right. So there's 3 cards that are always available for purchase. So there will always be 3 face-up cards available for purchase. Now anyone can buy these cards, can purchase them during their turn. All right. Using that currency that we talked about, you can purchase these cards, and these cards make your monsters stronger. Okay. So let's see if we can read one. I'm not really sure. There's a hotkey to read one, but we'll just zoom in for now. So even bigger, your maximum health is increased by 2. Gain 2 health when you get this card. So that's a big one, all right? And that's a keep card. So meaning that you get to keep that card the entire game, and you can place it right here in front of you so that you can reference it, all right? So you get to keep that. So for the entire game, you have a maximum health of 12 rather than 10. That's a big deal. And also, you gain 2 health when you buy the card, and that only costs 4 of the currency. Now, this one is called a discard, meaning that when you buy it, you immediately put it in the discard pile, which is wherever you designate, wherever you want it on the board. All right, so you discard it immediately, and you get the benefit. So by spending 3 of these, you can heal 2 damage, and that might be really important later on. And this is another discard that says when you purchase this card, take another turn immediately. That's a big one, but it also costs a lot. So there are tons of cards. There's 66 cards in this deck, right? So there's a lot of different things you can do, a lot of different strategies for building up your monsters, making them stronger. But the ultimate goal being to build your monster up so he's strong enough to get inside Tokyo and destroy it. All right, and the way you do that is by rolling dice. So just like last week, we have another dice roller game, but this one's just a lot more complex. All right, so at the beginning of your turn, you're going to roll the dice. All right, and I'm going to pretend that I've rolled this dice. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and roll it. Hopefully, it's gonna come up perfect. But remember, these videos are like totally unscripted, so it may just be a terrible roll. But we'll see. We'll shake them up and we'll roll just like we did last time. I think there's some glass dice, and that was pretty good. So let me explain the dice of this game. All right. So the first thing you'll notice is a lightning bolt. All right, and lightning bolts are good because that is your currency. You see the lightning bolt next to the cards? That's your currency. So that means that for every lightning bolt you decide to keep, all right, you're going to get 1 piece of currency at the end of your turn. That's good. So the other one you'll see is a claw. That means an attack. So that means that you are choosing if you keep that dice, you're choosing to attack whoever is in Tokyo, or if you're in Tokyo, you attack everyone. So that's a big deal. So if you're standing in Tokyo and you decide to keep an attack, you get to hit every single person outside for 1 damage. So that's a big one. All right, so let's say that I rolled this and I decide to keep those 2, but I want to re-roll these 4. Now remember, you have 3 re-rolls. All right, so this is kind of cool. You can you put them aside, you can re-roll all the dice that are left, and then you can do that one more time. So you get 3 total rolls on your turn. So let's re-roll all 4 of these and see what happens. So I'm shaking them and then I re-roll them. And all right, so I've got some more attack if I want to attack. Now, the reason I'm keeping this 1 claw on my first turn is because you need a claw to get into Tokyo. So as you can see right now, there's no one standing in Tokyo, but you need 1 claw to get in Tokyo. All right, so I'm saying that I want to jump into Tokyo on my turn. So I've also gotten a heart, so I'm going to keep that heart. So the hearts, if you are out of Tokyo, only if you're out of Tokyo. So think about it. If you're in Tokyo, you're getting hit with bombs and monsters are hitting you, so you can't heal, all right? But if you want to heal and you're outside of Tokyo, like I am right now, I could keep this heart, and at the end of my turn, I could heal 1 of my damage. So that becomes a big strategy for staying out of Tokyo. Remember, if you have low health, you don't necessarily want to stand in Tokyo or you're going to get hit. So, and then the last thing I want to explain are the numbers, all right? So you can see that there are some numbers, and I'll try to get this over to a 1, but let's imagine that you had 3 3s. All right, so there's 1 3 kind of right there, and then there's another 3 on here somewhere. There we go. So let's imagine you have 3 3s. All right, the numbers on these dice are victory points. All right, so you can gain victory points on your roll by rolling 3 of the same kind of number. All right, so if you roll 3 3s, you get 3 victory points. If you roll, and so let's say I rolled 3 3s, I'd go over here. Oh, there's my victory points. 1, 2, 3. All right. So you get 3 victory points. If you rolled 4 3s, you get 3 victory points for the 3s, and then 1 for each additional 3. So in theory, you could get 1, 2, these 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. So you get 6 victory points on 1 roll in theory. So that's a lot. But remember, if you go for victory points, you kind of lose out on your currency, the attacking, and the healing up. So another thing is if you get all 2s, so 3 2s would be 2 victory points. 3 1s would be 1 victory point. All right, so you can go for those, but it's kind of risky. Now you'll see there are 2 extra dice over here. That's because there are cards in here that will allow you to use an extra dice on your turn. They're very expensive cards, and I would argue they're probably the most valuable in the game. So if you see one of those extra head cards where you get to grab another dice for the entire game, I highly recommend picking those up as fast as possible. All right? So I would get 1 currency from this turn, obviously. So I got my 1 lightning bolt. So let me grab my 1 lightning bolt and put it in my energy. So now there's my 1. I can't buy anything at the end of my turn. Remember, you purchase at the end of your turn, but I can't. I don't have to heal any damage because I've got 10 health, right, as you can see right there. But I can move into Tokyo, so I'm going to move into Tokyo for my turn. Now, I'm vulnerable when I'm in Tokyo because what that means is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can attack me before my next turn. Let's say there's 6 people playing, 5 people can hit me before my next turn. So I better be strong and I better have a lot of health or I'm going to get killed and I'm going to be out of the game. So normally this is not a good idea until you have a lot more cards, but I'm daring and I'm only playing with myself, so I'm not going to actually kill myself in this game. So I'm in Tokyo, so jumping into Tokyo gets you 1 victory point. You can see that on the board right here. Going on to Tokyo gets you 1 victory point. All right, so let me grab that. And then if you stay in Tokyo, here it is right here, 2 victory points. If you stay in Tokyo the entire time, if you stay in Tokyo the whole round, all the way back to you, you get 2 victory points. So as you can see, the quickest way to win is to get in Tokyo and to stay in Tokyo, all right? All right, so let's take a look at, so let's go, I want to end my turn. I re-rolled twice, so let's move over here to Autumn. It's Autumn's turn now, and she is Alienoid, which is awesome. and she decides that she wants to roll. And let's see. Let's do a real turn this time. Let's see what happens. So she rolls, and she gets 2 claws, 3 claws. So Autumn is really upset with me, and she's deciding to go straight after me. These were both claws. This is a claw, so she's going to go right after me and try to take me out. She's going to keep 1 piece of her currency, and then she's going to re-roll these 2. So let's re-roll those 2. Nothing good, so she's going to re-roll them again. And nothing good. All right, so what Autumn has done is she has kept 3 claws. And if you didn't see, we did roll those. They were claws. So she's going to hit me for 3 damage. All right. Now, here's the cool part of the game. Now, Autumn hits me for 3 damage. So I have to take 3 of these off. So now I have 7. Well, I know my chances are not very good at surviving all the way around the board if there's 6 people playing. So I say, okay, so Autumn, you hit me. I'm dragging you into Tokyo. So I'm going to jump out, and I'm going to pull Autumn into Tokyo. So if you damage someone in Tokyo, remember that if you damage them, they get to pull you in. So it kind of puts you on the spotlight. So that's kind of a strategy. You want to make sure that if you're going to hit someone, if you're going to attack someone, you better be strong enough to hold on to Tokyo because they're going to pull you in. All right. So Autumn got one piece of currency as well. And so now you can see how these cards would start to affect the game. So if I had, let's see the one that's going to really affect the game. So like Frenzy, if Autumn had 7 pieces of currency, she could pay up right away, select this card, immediately discard it over here, and then Autumn would get another turn. So you can see kind of how strong that can be because there are 6 dice. You could, in theory, you could do 12 damage in 1 turn if you rolled all claws, and you could pretty much win the game by destroying everybody on the field in 1 turn. So there's a lot of different things that can happen with this game, a lot of different scenarios that can go on. It's a lot of fun. It's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take, you're going to have a lot of questions as you play, and it's going to get more and more difficult. There's just going to be a lot of questions, especially when you get into this deck. There's a lot of cards that are a little bit more complicated. I'll see if we can just randomly flip one, and hopefully it's more complicated. But nuclear power plant, we'll see what this one says. Nope, discard, +2, and heal 3 damage. So as you can see, they do a vast array of things, the cards do. So this is really where the game comes into play. This is where the strategy comes into play, is what kind of cards are you looking for? What are you going to try to buy? So I hope that this is a good walkthrough. Like I said, if you need more clarification before our game day tomorrow, let me know and I'll help you out. But like I said, watch this video a couple times, pick up on when you need to get victory points, and then like I said, once someone fills out their victory card, they have won. Now, if you lose all your health points, you are out. You are dead. You do not get to come back. So be very conservative, play very slow, and think about all your decisions. All right. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully this was a good walkthrough. I will see you in class or at the meeting on Thursday. And I hope you have a good time playing King of Tokyo. Thanks, guys. I'll see you then.